about 0.7 of an inch.
To see you on your knees. Well, I'm sorry. Wasted, nothing can erase this. We could never fake it. Can't you see that all this time is gone and wasted? You can almost taste it the way you make me.
Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Mossberg MVP Thunder Ranch bolt action rifle. Now this rifle's chambered in 5.56 NATO or 223, so in other words you can run 223 ammo through it. No problem whatsoever there with a 5.56 chambered rifle. Now what comes with the rifle? Pretty straightforward. You've got some information on how to adjust the trigger. I'll touch on that in just a moment. You've also got a manual here, and there's a trigger lock as well. Now the rifle itself, I'll go into a couple of specs. The first thing is the weight of it. It's 8.25 pounds, 3.75 kilo. Now that's not exactly a lightweight rifle. However, when you pick it up, guys, the first thing I noticed was just the balance of this thing. Just absolutely beautiful. It just feels really good up to your shoulder. So if you can get into a gun shop and have a look at one of these, I highly recommend you do so, because don't let the weight put you off. Now it probably comes down to the compactness of the whole setup. It is only 37.5 inches long or 95 centimeters, so you do have that compactness. Now the barrel itself is 18.5 inches. It is a medium weight bull barrel. Okay, it's fluted at the front there to add with a little bit of cooling. Also threaded just for your standard 1/2 inch by 28 TPI thread there, so you can add any sort of like 223 type flash suppressors or muzzle brakes, or even if it's legal in your area you can add a suppressor to it, a sound suppressor that is. It is actually a 1 in 9 twist, so that's really good, because obviously from my previous experience I've been able to stabilise anything right up to 75 grain projectiles in 223 through a rifle with a 1 in 9 inch twist. Now the trigger on it is fully adjustable here from 2 to 7 pounds, so 0.9 to 3.1 kilo. Now I'll touch on that just briefly here, just so you've got a little bit of an idea. Okay, there's information brochure here on how to actually adjust the trigger pull adjusting screw. Pretty straightforward. You take the rifle out of the stock, and then you've got the screw there just above the trigger. Pretty straightforward. Increase the trigger pull by simply turning it clockwise, and decrease the trigger pull by turning counterclockwise. So the trigger itself really looks like the Savage Accu trigger to me. I mean, like looking at it, you've got that, you know, trigger safety blade there before you can actually engage the trigger. Now the stock itself is a OD green finish, really quite nice. For those of you who are mad keen on Magpul products, no, it's not the same colour as the OD green on Magpul. It is a synthetic stock. It's got some nice grip at the rear and at the front. One of the first things you notice is the nice Thunder Ranch emblem in the side of it there. Now you've got two actual sling studs at the front, so I've thrown a Harris bipod on the front one. Then you've got the one at the rear spare, should you still wish to actually put a sling on. At the back there, obviously there's the rear attachment as well. You got the rubber kick pad at the back there, so not that it's, look, really needed there for 223, but just having a look at the overall run by the rifle, it is just a really compact, good looking rifle. Now the rifle comes with a 10-shot magazine. Now these are just standard AR-15 mags, okay? This one's obviously got the Mossberg logo at the bottom there. But yeah, very inexpensive, straightforward magazines. With the loading of it, I'll just actually insert the bolt so you can have a look at that. It's pretty straightforward, because you don't have to actually push down any buttons or anything to get the bolt in. So just line it up, push it forward, and then it'll lock to the rear from there. Now, there is a little bit of play I've noticed in this bolt, okay? I mean, obviously it's fully to the rear and there's going to be a bit of play, but it does feel a little bit rugged or a little bit rough to me. So what I did is I put some G96 on it, worked that in, so hopefully it won't give us any issues. With your safety here, pretty straightforward, as you can see there. If you can see the red, means it can fire, okay? You pull it back, okay, cover the red up, and then obviously you can't pull the trigger. You can still manipulate the bolt, but you just can't pull the trigger. Now I'll just show you the trigger there. Take the safety off. Okay, when you actually dry fire it there, it is a very, very crisp trigger. Quite nice. I mean, I measured it with the trigger pull gauge I got there from Lyman, and it came in at just over 3.5 pounds from the factory. So I thought, yep, that's fine for me. That's more than enough. Now with the magazine, okay, a couple of things I can see with possible negatives, and that's obviously once the magazine is in, okay, seat's all right, there is a little bit of movement, but being an AR mag, okay, as soon as the bolt's back, you can't close it on an empty magazine, okay? So what you need to do is pull the mag out a little bit, so all there is basically a button at the front there. You just push it to the rear and then you can move the magazine out from there. Okay, so what you would need to do is just move the magazine out and then down, and then you can have it closed on an empty chamber. Some people might find that a little bit of a negative, but hey, that's the trade-off, I guess, of using an AR mag. Now the positives with actually using it is obviously very easy to load, but you can load from the top. Okay, now a lot of people, especially guys out there that love hunting, will actually love this feature, okay? So when you're out in the field, might be a little bit, you know, just to manipulate it, but these are snap caps naturally, so they're not live ammo. Just drop it in, push it straight down and seat it back. So yeah, pretty straightforward there. You can actually load from the top, guys. Now when it picks up around, seems to go in okay. Like I say, it just feels like a bit of a rough action to me, but that's just my take on it. And then firing, extraction, doesn't seem to be any real problem there. Okay, keep in mind obviously the snap caps are heavier than an empty shell, guys, too. Okay, so look, overall not too bad. I'm pretty much looking forward to getting out and just seeing how different ammo goes through this rifle. I've got a whole variety of ammo which I'll show you shortly. The price of the rifle is $949 from Cleaver Firearms. He's probably the cheapest, so you can go in there and have a look at one. For the scope too, guys, I'll just touch on that. Obviously it's got the Picatinny rail here. I've thrown some loopholed mounts on, and at the moment I am absolutely loving these Trijicon AccuPoint 3 to 9 by 40 scopes. And the reason I love them is because they're just so lightweight. They get crystal clear glass and a great magnification range, being from 3 to 9, so it'll take care of, you know, pretty much, well, yeah, any hunting situation really, and also enough magnification for you to be out the range and wind it up and, you know, do a little bit of accuracy testing. So anyhow, look, I think it's an overall pretty good package, so I'm pretty keen to get out and test it. So let's get on the farm now and put this rifle through its paces. Okay, so we'll run 5 different types of ammo through the Mossberg today. We've got the 75 grain Hornady TAPs here. Then we've got the 55 grain Z MAX, which is just basically the V MAX, a bit of promotional advertising there. Then we go to the 64 grain Winchester Razorbacks. Then we'll try the Outback Ammo, which is loaded with the 55 grain Sierra Blitzking. And then we'll go to the Outback Ammo with the 69 grain Sierra Matchkings in it. So we'll see how it goes, because as I said, guys, this has got a 1 in 9 twist. So we should be able to stabilise and shoot accurately all that variety of different weight ammunition. So let's start off. We'll do 5-shot groups out there at 100. As you can see, there's a bit of a wind around today, but as you guys know, that's what's real about the reviews. It's shot under real conditions. So we'll see how we go out there. Okay guys, so let's have a look at the target here at 100. First of all, we started off with the Hornady 75 grain TAP. So let's have a measure of that. Spread a fair bit horizontally there, didn't it? About 1.5 inches. Okay, then when we come down to the Z MAX for 55 grain, yeah, a lot better there, clumped quite nicely, and obviously we've pulled a shot there. About 1.2 inches. Then when we come up to the Winchester Razorback, man, I don't know what was going on there, but you know, the first couple of shots were there and it just spread terribly. So obviously I wouldn't recommend that ammo, certainly not in this rifle. Let's have a measure of that. That's about a 3.8 inch spread. 3.7, 3.8. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. If any of you guys have better luck with the ammo, you know, certain firearms like different ammo, obviously it doesn't like that. But then coming up to the Outback Ammo with the 55 grain Blitzking in it, nice little clump there. I'm quite happy with that. So what I got, probably just under an inch, about 0.7 of an inch. Yep, 0.7 of an inch, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's probably my preferable ammo out of this rifle. Then when we come down to the Outback Ammo, the 69 grain Sierra Matchking, yeah, not too happy with that. I mean, that's spread a lot more. I've got about 1.6 inches there from the longest point, yeah, 1.6. So look, it definitely shoots the heavier grain stuff. There's no problem at all there. But as I say, my preference there would be the Blitzking from Outback Ammo. So let's dial that in a bit more so we're right on target at 100 and have some fun. So I'll just show the loading, guys, because not everyone knows about AR mags. So when you load them, all you need to do is just push down and they clip straight in. Just move them to the back to seat them. Push down, move to the back. It's just so easy to load these magazines. So definitely kudos to Mossberg for incorporating the AR mags, because they're just a cheap, inexpensive, but very reliable type magazine. Okay guys, there's a lot of talk around about what mags will and won't work with the Mossberg MVP. Obviously the magazine that it comes with seems to work fine, but the Magpul, and this is a Gen 3 10-shot magazine, they say there's some issues with them. So I haven't tried it yet, but I've got one here just to run through it and see how we go. I've got 5 rounds of Outback Ammo, the 69 grain Matchking there, and I've got 5 rounds of Outback Ammo, the 55 grain Blitzking in the standard magazine. So that's all the ammo I've got left at the moment, so that's why I had to break them up. But what I'm going to do is just run it through rapid fire, 5 rounds each, and we'll just see how the cycling goes. So if there's any jams or problems or whatever, you'll see it on camera. Okay, so the standard mag that comes with the MVP. Okay, pushing forward, we've got a, it's not going all the way forward there. I'll bring it up to the camera. Okay, so we've got Okay, just move back and then forward. Reminds me a bit of the problems I had with that Savage 1.7 Horned, if you guys saw that review. So we'll keep going. There it goes again. Yep, and on the last round as well. Okay, so it's a bit rough there. Try out the Magpul mag now. Seems to sit right. A few people I've read say that it doesn't even seat right, but it seems to seat okay. Okay, I've got the same problem there. And that actually ran a bit more reliable than what the original magazine did. So look, keep in mind guys, I mean, I've only put, what, no more than probably about 50 rounds through it here today, so it's still, I guess, teething. Could say it's some teething problems, but still, I just don't like it when you get a brand new firearm and then when you're trying to load, you have issues there with a rough bolt. So that'll probably be my negative about the firearm. But anyhow, look, you've seen it in action. For the price, yes, it's definitely a budget rifle, but you can get some good results with it with the right ammo. And I'm sure if you're into hand loading, you'd get even better results. But overall, for the price of it, not a bad rifle. I like the fact that it takes the AR-15 magazines, that's brilliant. Nice stock on it, nice barrel, just a nice balanced weight to it overall with that 18.5-inch barrel. So just be prepared. Look, if you do get one of these, I can only speak from the one I've got here. You do have a bit of an issue just with that bolt. There's a bit of play in it and it is pretty rough. But anyhow, that's only my take on it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Take care, we'll catch you next time.